It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're in for a rematch of Super Bowl IX. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. Oh no, today before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about, but these guys, man, they are cornerstones of their offense.
Will Reichert has it all teed up. And we're off from Acrisure. Cordero Patterson now to return. And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Steering the ship, already in charge in just his first season, their rookie signal caller from the Ohio State University.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. First carry for the versatile vet Cordero Patterson. And that's good for a gain of 5. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Got 5, and now it's going to be third down and 3.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No gain there, and that'll bring up 4th and a few.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Second and 1. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Jordan Addison. A gain of 7. First down, Minnesota.
Putting a receiver in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Jones. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. On play action now, McCarthy. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He's got him, that's Addison. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. And now he's going to call for the fair catch and take it just beyond the 30. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Steelers will take over possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Drive begins with a run by Johnson. This is ahead for about 5. Harrison Smith in on the stop. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 37. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the 1st down play.
He's throwing deep to the left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He finds Woods. And they take him down right along the 30. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation could create the big play down the field.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. So through 1, this game, more for you defensive maestros out there. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're advancing it well as they face second down. On the ground again with Johnson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with third down and 5. Looking for a throw here. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Working inside the red zone. He's got it! And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and goal at the Vikings 4-yard line.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Johnson has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
So now, here's third and goal. They'll run with Johnson. And he's in for the touchdown. The Steelers get the game's first points here in the second. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Boswell on to send this away. Ty Chandler to return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Offense to the line for second down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete out to the right. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. But picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy hits him on the out route. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Motion man right is Jefferson. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. As a man, Justin Jefferson. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
2nd down carry for Jones. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, it did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Now it's McCarthy. He has the 1st over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. The Vikings in a spot to potentially go for it here. So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This from 35 yards away. Smith able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Austin's there to haul it in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From midfield now. Complete to DK Metcalf. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Second and 3 now. From the 42. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
From the gun on third down. That's Metcalf running the slant. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing now on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corralling behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
Second and 3 now. One final shot before halftime. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Dicker connects there. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7. So we arrive at halftime here in Pittsburgh. The Steelers leading after 2. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Reports.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Out come the Vikings for the debut possession of our second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give left side to Jones. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. On play action now, McCarthy. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes.
Now that's a situation, may have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunky yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Now McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Man in motion here. From the gun, Jones gets it. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 14. To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Staying on the ground with Jones. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. First field goal was good. His second look from inside of 45 yards. Smith able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This return starts at the 5. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Johnson up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. He'll look to throw. It's taken in by Washington. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Third down from the gun. Sideline, he's got it, and he gets the feet down too. 16 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
From the gun, Johnson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. The offenses love execution and plays like that on first down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for second down.
From the 47. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's the Steelers with the ball. They're leading, but not by a lot. New set of downs for him at the 38. Play action on first down. It's caught Metcalf. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
First down from the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He'll throw it yet again. Quick slant complete. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. They're going play action. Vacates quickly left side. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers now lead by 10. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers drive their lead to 11. to send this away. Chandler now on the return. Return's looking good so far. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Able to find Hawkinson. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. McCarthy looking to throw. That's Jefferson, he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
And the Vikings first down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right, when the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because you throw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Back to the air, McCarthy. He's on the move. He's gonna keep it this time. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Sheds off a rusher. Able to find Jones. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Offense up to the line fast. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This 42 yards from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls him back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick, or send it deep.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers offense headed out. Their lead's still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Now an inside give to Johnson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Minnesota spends its second time out here. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Johnson again. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Now the Vikings use their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Second and 3 now. A give, this is Johnson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So make a check in the win column for the Steelers. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports.